Now, I formulated a protocol right at the beginning of 2021, and I followed that protocol for 6 months of the year. Now, last year I went on to make $9 million, and that protocol called monk mode. Now look, balance is a lie that has been sold to you by people who want to feel better about themselves, that they're average. It's a little bit intense, I'm sorry, but quite frankly, it's the truth. And for me, I like the fact that I am intense, I'm immersive. When I'm working, I'm working. And here's the thing, a lot of people I feel as though are too scared to admit. When I party harder than anyone else I know, right? So I do my monk mode protocols, and I do that usually 6 months a year, intense monk mode. 3 months a year, I'm more in a party phase, right? And I kind of, business takes a little bit of a back burner for me. Another 3 months a year, I'm kind of in a in-between phase, recharge batteries before the next sort of 6 month sprint that I do in terms of my monk modes. Now, quick little caveat before we get into today's video. I didn't know this, Jenny, when I started using the phrase monk mode, but apparently it's been around for a few years. I think there's no really sort of like hard and fast rule of what is monk mode, what isn't. I think everyone's got their own protocol. So when I say monk mode, this is just my monk mode protocol, and my monk mode protocol changes. And for me, I created a framework that many other people have followed. As many of you guys know, I run GreenC.com, where we help everyday people start online businesses and scale up to $10,000 a month in as quick as 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and sometimes as slow as 12 months or 18 months. So a portion of that program is dedicated to helping people clean up their lives, so that way they can actually go on to be, in order to make $100,000 a year, you need to be a $100,000 a year person, as cliche as that sounds. But that's not really the point of the video. The reason I say that is because not only is this a tried and tested framework that I've personally used, hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of other people have done monk mode as well after me posting about it on my social media for over a year now. I'm very open and transparent when I start a new monk mode cycle, and I'm very transparent when I'm not in monk mode. So in today's video, I thought I would run you through first of all, what is monk mode, how I'm doing monk mode this time, a little bit of why I made monk mode the way I did, how I structured it, how monk mode compares to maybe some of the other protocols out there, and a few other things just kind of on my mind as I'm currently in day 3 of my next monk mode cycle. Now, whatever your goals in 2022 are, if you follow monk mode for at least half the year, I guarantee that you will achieve your goals. It's as simple as that. And monk mode really isn't about balance. It is about immersion. It is about guaranteeing success. And when I was actually outlining, and I think I've already uploaded this video, when I was outlining my goals for 2022, one of my goals was actually to do strict monk mode for 6 months, because I knew that if I do monk mode for 6 months, then no matter what, that's kind of almost a way to guarantee that the year will be successful. Because if I can do 6 months of immersion, right, where I'm really dialed in, and I'm not just dialed in with my work, everything around it is supporting it, and it's all one big symphony working towards my success for the year, then I knew that, whatever my goals were for this year, they'd pretty much be inevitable. So my monk mode protocol comprises of 3 non-negotiables. Number 1, 10 minutes a day of meditation. Mandatory. Look, you will not feel the effects on day 1. You likely won't even feel the effects on day 5 or 10. But once you get into 2 weeks in, once you get into 3 weeks in, you'll notice, why am I so calm all of a sudden? Even with just 10 minutes a day. You ask yourself, why am I so calm? Why do I feel so calm? Why do I feel kind of at ease? Why does my mind feel quiet? Why do things that I used to get distracted by not really pull me in anymore? Things like TikTok, things like Instagram, things like mindless scrolling, things like porn, right? That's a big issue for especially men, porn, just blowing your load into nothing, like for no reason, right? Which is a big issue for men. Biologically, what that triggers to your body is that you have accomplished your mission, which is not what you want to be telling yourself when you got some big 2022 goals to hit. And then psychologically, what that does is like no one's ever felt good about themselves, or at least I don't think, after watching porn, right? So what that does is also psychologically it causes shame. And then when you have shame, then you don't have respect for yourself. And when you don't have respect for yourself, it's very, very hard to walk around the world with that sort of, that's just kind of like pep in your step that you got sometime where you're like, all right, I'm like a winner. Like I got this, there's a great book called The Winner Effect all on, that kind of pertains to this entire topic. So as I said, 10 minutes a day of meditation, that kind of helped mitigate against, even the craving for food, the craving for mindless scrolling, the craving for all this stuff that just entirely zaps your energy. And as I said, you would be shocked. You would think that how could just 10 minutes a day of meditation do that? Honestly, just try it, okay? So 10 minutes a day meditation, that is a non-negotiable. If you want to do more, I highly encourage that you do more. Some of my spiritual friends and sort of some of my spiritual teachers in the past have taught me and have told me, Iman, if you don't think that you can do 10 minutes of meditation a day, that means that you have to do 30 minutes a day, right? And basically what they're trying to insinuate there is if you think you're too busy to do 10 minutes a day of meditation, that means that you're someone who has to be doing 30 minutes a day, right? Because it proves the point exactly. That's non-negotiable number one. Non-negotiable number two is exercise of at least 30 minutes a day. Now, this can be in the gym, this can be a high-intensity workout, this can be literally whatever you want, okay? And that means 7 days a week. Now, you might train in the gym 4 days a week. You might, if you want to do whatever you want to do, like even skiing counts, right? Running counts, like jogging counts. And on your days off, if you want to just go for a jog, that's fine, you can go for a jog. Swimming counts, right? The point is just exercise for 30 days, and preferably if you can get your heart rate up, at least 5 times a week, 4 or 5 times a week, even better. But yeah, meditation 10 minutes a day, exercise 30 minutes a day. Those are non-negotiables, okay? Those you cannot change about the protocol. And the third one is no alcohol or weed. Okay, I don't care what anyone says. Oh no, I'm productive. Like, weed isn't addictive. I can be productive. Oh, it helps me fall asleep. I don't care. I really don't care what you say. Okay, none of that. No weed, no alcohol. Face your own emotions. That's one of the other big things that's going to come up when you do the my monk mode protocol. Is you're going to face emotion. You're going to face your own mind and your own voice. Right, so often I've even been felt victim to this in the times where I'm not doing monk mode. I'm like distracted. I'm like, oh, this thing, or even just simple things like having music playing. I like to have a bit of Amy Winehouse or MJ playing, or maybe even a bit of rap playing, or whatever it may be. When I do my monk mode protocol, for some reason I just don't play music as much, right? And I'm just more fine with the silent, silence. Sometimes it's silence in my head, sometimes it's demons in my head, right? But the point is I'm more comfortable facing those. So those are the 3 non-negotiables, okay? Now, after that, what you do and what makes monk mode so powerful, my monk mode protocol, is you stack other variables and you get to choose the other variables. And I'll kind of touch on that a little later when I talk about monk mode compared to some of the other protocols out there that I still have great admiration and respect for. But the reason that I kind of built this thing out the way that it's built, as I said, I know that monk mode is a term that's been floating around way before me, so I want to give sort of credit to that. But my specific protocol and the way that I do it, which has never been done before, or the way that I, as I said, just kind of frame things with the variables, the cycles, etc., etc. Now, in terms of your other variables that you can add, no caffeine is a personal favorite of mine. Whenever I do monk mode, I do no caffeine. Kind of sucks for a few days. Right now I'm 3 days into monk mode, my latest monk mode cycle, and yeah, I haven't not had caffeine for 5 or 6 months. It's been 5 or 6 months since I've done a monk mode, which is crazy. And yeah, it kind of sucks, but after like the 7th day, you realize you literally have more energy with no caffeine than you do with caffeine. Now, another variable could be stick to diet, whether if you want to do a vegan diet, whether you want to do, I personally do a ketogenic carnivore diet. 6 months a year when I'm doing monk mode. When I'm not doing monk mode, I don't think a carnivore diet is good all year round, but when you're focusing, it is very, very good.